I'm starting early. I'm starting early. Can you guys confirm that the audio is okay before I let Cypher in? All good? Okay. You can see my screen fine. All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to let Cypher in, and he's going to talk about some things that I have talked about, only he's going to say it in different words. So listen to what he has to say, okay? Meanwhile, let me go. Actually, I don't remember telling the people on Benzinga. After our session. There we go, right there. Let's go. Okay. It's good to see you all here. I recognize the names. Thank you for being here after a tough day today. Tough on the emotions, ups and downs. It's been good, it's been bad. We have 26 or 27 people here. Hopefully we'll get more. They should come in. It is at 5:30. No, it's early. We still have. Let me go hit them on the Twitter sphere one more time. They're going to hate me. How many times are you going to tell us? Starting now. Post. One more place. This guy. Post. There we go. I think I'm done posting. I look fresh. Yeah, it was a crazy day. Thank you. It's part of the thing. You get ready for the live. You don't just show up. You show up ready. Hey, good to see you. The whole gang is here. Let's go. Go bring friends. Retweet. Let's go viral. By the way, some of you may have some lag time. YouTube, there's no way around it. I trimmed, and I trimmed the lag. You still have a little lag. So if we look like we didn't react quite quickly, it's because there's a little lag between the live and what happens. And I can see Cypher, he's just chomping at the bit. Chad, there's nothing better I'd like to do right now than to spend some time with some traders. These days are not easy. So we won't have all good news for you because there might be, well, actually, the Bulls need a miracle to get out of this jam they got themselves into. So Cypher will explain with pictures. I won't spoil the party. But basically, if we don't bounce and bounce hard and pass certain levels by some miracle, like the NVIDIA miracle, and we might be able to finally close out some weaknesses that are down below. So he's going to show it to you in pictures, and then we're going to look at the, we'll start with that. And then we'll see if there's anything moving. Hey, Peter. What the heck is that emoji? What are these things? I can't even tell what it is. Are these bats? 3 bats? Before you leave, don't forget to hit us with a like. And hopefully I won't mess up the recording. I'm hoping freaking YouTube is recording automatically. I wonder if I can also record here and we cover all angles. This might be a little tricky. Sharing indicator. Nope, not that it. Chrome, WhatsApp. Oh boy, it doesn't like it. Oh. There we go. I think I can trick it into doing it. All right, let's see how that works out. All right, let's add him to the stage. The one and only Cipher.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Wait, my mic is muted. My mic is muted. Can you guys hear? My speakers are muted, so I don't have a feedback loop. Can you guys hear Cypher?
us? Can you guys hear us? Hello. Hello, we are here.
Yes.
So long day in the long.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me? We're good. We're good.
My speakers are muted, so I don't create a feedback loop. Awesome. Okay. All right. So
hey guys,
here is the tricky part. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and he will share his screen in a minute, or whenever you're ready. Share your screen, and he's going to pull up the S&P futures or the S&P chart. And he's going to talk about the opportunities on the bear side and on what the bulls need to do in order to avoid it. But it looks like it's a done deal unless we pull off a miracle in the next couple of sessions, tops. That's what I think he's going to tell you. And he's going to correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Add to the stage. This is the charts that Cypher will be using. So without ado, I will shut myself up, try to moderate, see if you guys are posting questions, and we can highlight. Cypher is the best. Look at that. All right, Peter.
I'm a little flattery jealous. Won't get you anywhere.
I'll let it slide
flattery
this
won't get flattery won't get you anywhere. I might actually.
So let me shut up. All yours, my friend.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to be here. Maybe this is something that we'll continue. Let's hope for that. But let's go over this chart where the areas of concern are, being Nick's point. The areas that I've been concerned about that seem like they're going to come into play here. So from a structure standpoint, you could see that we've had a tremendous run. Nick's talked about it many a time. And a pullback, I mean, honestly, is normal. You know, this is abnormal. So we're trying to talk about normalcy. So, you know, when Nick talks about a lot of times, he's bullish long term, but short term, not bullish, or we talk about that, or we mention that as specifically for this reason of this, what could possibly happen. What looks like may happen, actually. So what happened here is with this chart, as you could see, we were making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So you could see this structure right here. But you see what happened here. Now, you see what happened here on August 18th. This closed below this higher low, which is what is considered a sign of weakness. So what happens is the buyers at this point are notified, they're on notice. So all of a now the market makers are going to make a market where they're going to try and drag as many traders in as possible before they can attempt to drop the market, right? Create liquidity along this zone. You see 1, 2, 3, now a fourth attempt into this zone. But this initial weakness is further illustrated by this weakness on this move. What tends to happen is once this move, you have a bear signal. Once this, now it's all fine and good. The buyers are doing good. A higher high, right? A higher low, higher high. But look what happened here. You see how they broke this higher low? They tapped into this demand area. These guys that bought right here, right? Then we broke out, pulled back, made another higher high here. But look what happened here. This is why this move, and this is why I was been very concerned and short biased, included in the room. We've been very, very short biased saying sell any pops, is because once this bullishness was taken out, this trend now is reverting to this break of trend here. Where does that leave us? That leaves us going into this zone, the next higher low, down here at 42.80. Right down here is the next zone where the market is going to target, right? This is where shorts potentially are going to cover. You also have a gap down here. So we are moving in a very, very, very rough direction. So with that being said, this is the area where I'm looking for a potential bounce, okay, on a long-term basis, on a short-term basis. So we see all this, we see this red line, we see where we are, right? This is like this is why price has gone so aggressively to this area, is because when these guys lost this high, professional traders, they realized, listen, I'm not getting involved here. Let's see what happens over here. So now what can we do with this? What are we looking for? So we're saying that this is possible, right? This is, nothing's 100%, right? But this is a high probability. So what we're looking to do is to continue to follow this trade lower. So when Nick talks about what has to happen, we basically got to retrace pretty much this move all the way back up, break above this high and break this downtrend, this current downtrend that's here. All this move here is going to be met with a tremendous amount of resistance. So how do you trade that? How do we trade that in the room? One of the things that we do is we move to a smaller time frame, right? We move to a smaller time. Here's our lines. Here's the end zone, let's say, right? Here's the end zone. And whoop, what are we doing? Okay, we're on the 15-minute. And you notice that if you keep looking at this structure, right, let's start from here. From here to here to here to here to here. And then remember this collapse line that was here? Remember this collapse level that was here? So we're basically down here. So basically every little lower high, now this is a major structure point. This is a major structure. These are more internal. So if we break above here, we're going to trade this. We can trade upside, fixed positions, and then we should run. You see this area right here, 45.06? This is the area that we have to recover. We're at 43.67. We have to recover. So how do we go long? How do we start to go long? We need to see what happens here. So right now, this area right here, this last lower high is resistance, is before the tape. This is considered the order flow, right? We have this big picture of
Hey,
the 4
Cypher,
hour.
my eyes are
Yes, sir.
tired. My eyes are tired.
Go
If you
ahead.
can just, if you can.
Yeah. I'm a nerd, so, I'm sorry. You there?
If you can mention the actual numbers when you say here and there, because
You got it. You
I
got it.
know, but
You
if you
got it.
can just tell me what the numbers
I
are so
will.
I can best follow you.
I will, sir. I will. 4506. 4506 is a level that has to be recovered. The level down here is 4280. 4280 on the ES futures. So we're about 80 points away. So that's where we are right now in this market. That's where we are right now. So I'm projecting that we're going to come into this area, 4280 to 4264. This is an origin of a breakout. This is probably the NVIDIA breakout right here. Is that everybody get that? Or are you there, Nick? Let me know if you can hear me.
I am here. I muted myself so I don't create a feedback loop. And there's a
Gotcha.
little delay, so don't get freaked out about that.
Gotcha. So we're looking at this 4508 level. We're looking at this 4508 level to see any sign of a potential that we don't come into this zone of 4270.
Okay, and I remember you mentioned that 4508 a couple of times in the last couple of days, so it's not a surprise that it's also playing a role here. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that we come to the same numbers over and again.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. And if you go back to the weekly, you see how bullish it is. If I remove these lines, look where the weekly pivot is. Look how much we broke out. The weekly pivot is right here at 4,064. We're so bullish. We just went too fast. We went too fast, and now all we're doing is retracing. If we take this move from this low to here, we're only going to be retracing 38%, which is nothing. So it's still bullish, but it's bearish short term. That's what we're trying to say.
So there's a question somebody's asking if you ever use B adjusted bottom right of the chart to adjust the gap.
No, I don't. No, I don't. The green dots on the chart are
I don't know what they're asking. So maybe I thought you would understand if it's a harmonics thing.
No, it's not a harmonics thing. No. The what I was trying to show you on the 15-minute was the way the order flow is going. You see the lower highs and the lower lows. That's what I was trying to show you. So each area right here is structure breaks. So when you're looking for a long entry, you really have to recover these levels. 4407, for example, on the 15-minute would be one level which we could possibly trade back up to the top, but we haven't hit that yet. We still keep selling off. So when you talk about futures trading, which is something that you can do, which is something that we do, is, just like during the regular day, we look for trades off of this. But the trend is down, as you can see.
Okay, so there's Dade, you're asking about a gap. I think the gap exists on all of them if we're talking about the same gap. We got up and ran after the NVIDIA report, and we never looked back.
Correct. So
yep, that structure cannot stand for a long time. I mean, it may stand in mom and pop companies that nobody looks at, but in the major indices, you rarely see a giant gap like this not price out.
Yes, yes, that's correct. June 12th. Yes.
So MK is asking, are the green dots resistance levels?
The green dots are resistance levels. These are your lower highs and your lower lows. So every top green dot is going to be resistance, the way we break a trend, the way we break a downtrend. So you could see that the thesis of going down to this zone down here is followed by the thesis of the green dots. So if we're looking for a trade to the upside, right, we want to see this momentum slow down. We want to see a reversal here right at this level, 44.08. Okay, we're at 43.68. We want to see a reversal in this area. If they can get a pop, then we have to see the next time they break trend to the downside and we follow it down. That's how you trade. That's how you trade this. So right here, there would be no reason for me to go long. I have no signal to go long at all here. What we need to see happen is we need to see some move like this, and then break out above here. Then we could start targeting. Then the buyers are disagreeing with the sellers. They're saying, guess what? We don't agree with this price. And once they start reversing, then we could target upper levels. We have supply shifts into demand.
So
now there's demand. Yes, please.
So what he's saying on that screen, the way I would word it, you guys have heard me say it a million times. The bottom is a process; it's not a moment at a time. So what I would see, I would agree with Cipher. I want to see a higher high. Not before then can you tell, okay, they're done selling rallies.
Right here, this level right here. If we can break this level, then this pullback is a viable pullback to play up into this area,
Yep.
and we start what? A counter trend rally. So everybody looking to buy calls, like during the day, we see everybody says, I want to buy calls on SPY. I want to buy SPX calls. This is where it becomes difficult as
Where is
someone
that
like
number?
this number right here is 4408. 4408 on the EF right here. 4408. So now we have to hold it. If we break this low, we're just going to continue down.
Okay, anything going on in the futures right now?
There's nothing really going on in the futures right now from what I see, Nick. We do have we're just continuing to, right here was a little bit of an interesting move right here because we did break this downtrend right here. So this would be a last area resort right here. This is where they want 43.67 right here would be an area where you can attempt a long. But what we need to do is we need to see the order flow reverse. So if I was going to take a trade right here on the 1 minute, what I would look to do is to see us clear this level, 43.71, because then I would know that this level that I'm looking as support has buyers that are willing to make a commitment over this recent lower high. If that happens, then I'm more inclined to look at breaking this liquidity that's right here, that they're setting up right here. So if I can see them break this high, I would go along. If they break this low, then we can advance a pattern, a harmonic pattern, which points to lower. So the danger on the 1 minute to the buyers is that if we lose this red line right here, this is the way I look at it to trade it, we automatically go into a harmonic pattern. If we break this 43.66, we're going to come down to this 1618 because it'll generate a harmonic pattern, Nick. It'll generate a harmonic pattern here with this 618 retracement, pullback, and we do this in the room. You'll see we do this in the room during the day. I'll say, okay, we got this chart like we had today, the 43.92 that we were able to trade. So the only way to avoid this from happening is staying above this low, right? Which is what we want to do. We want to focus on pivotal points, this low. So if I see that they can break above this recent high at 43.71, there's a potential that they could trap and use these as buy-side orders to break out back to the upside. So that's what right now you can't really do anything. I wouldn't do anything. I would wait to see what happens right here at this level. This should be resistance right here. So, yeah. So you could trade. Now, what would happen in the futures is...
So I'm going to address John's. Hey, JB, hopefully all is well. Sorry to talk over you. There's a delay. So he's saying we can't go higher without clearing the gap, closing the gap. That is kind of correct. If we're falling, we will tend to keep falling into a gap. But if we're rising, having a gap below is not reason enough to turn around and come down. In this case, everything that Cipher said fits with everything I'm saying, fits with what JB is saying, that we are probably headed to fill the gap. So don't trust rallies. That's the point. Don't trust rallies until they show you they can break above prior fails. And he highlighted one of those important fails.
Yes. Absolutely. So right now we're just waiting on the futures to see what decision they make here and to trade it. We could trade it to the upside or we could trade it to the downside.
I even went to the futures on oil to see if they're moving any faster. They're a little choppier, but I don't think anybody wants to go down that insanity.
I trade oil all the time. I trade oil. I trade oil as well. This has been very good. As you can see, I got a markup on this chart. This is the range that we're trading in right now, 91 and 88. Let me show you where the explosion occurs. Let me show you where the explosion... I've been watching this 93 level. I'm going to pull up the weekly chart. And this level right here is a major... You see how we change character right here? At 83.70 was a sign that price wanted to go higher. But you see this weekly, this resistance level right here. There is a lot of momentum to the upside. If we get, that's why we're finding resistance into these trap buyers. Let's call them trap buyers at one point in time. They've been waiting for this area to come back to fill their orders. So if you're looking at oil, if you look at the red line is not too far away. This red line is not too far away. So there is a lot of potential. And you could see if you go left, here, you could see, look at this area right here. You see this area right here? If we clear this red line right here, there's a big imbalance up here. There's a big area up here where they could shoot right here. See this candle that started this downfall on the 4-hour? This is the next level above the, let me draw this in supply. Hold on, bear with me. Let me extend this to the right so we could get into the current time, which is what we care about. So they'll target this area, Nick, if we break this red line. So right now, we're just going to continue to play the same game. You can see how different this structure is. This structure is still bullish. Even though we had this pullback, they came right into support. So now, if oil clears, you see why I have 91.10? This was the most recent lower high on the 4-hour. If we get above this blue line, we're going to come and attack this 93 and then potentially break out even further. Yeah. And you could see here on the 15-minute, you can see on the 15-minute how they turn. You see on the 15-minute, Once they turn bullish and break 89.38 right here, you see this downtrend? Remember we were talking about the ES as a 15-minute downtrend? You notice here on a bullish posture, once they broke this downtrend, this lower high, right? We were going lower, lower, lower high, lower, low. See how they broke it right here? They came all the way back up. This is what you target on a trade, on a futures trade, okay? As the minute it starts to change character, it gets bullish, and you could take that trade to the upside. So oil is still very, very bullish, very, very bullish, and it could potentially break out. All of this move, this swing high here at 92.46, and this swing low 88 is a base, is building a base to potentially break out higher. Yeah. Okay. So we also have gold. We trade gold as well. You can trade gold. Gold is kind of bearish here on the 15-minute. So you can see we're making lower highs and lower lows. So if we go to the 4-hour, we can kind of see that we are making higher lows, right? But what we got to do is we need to, you see we broke this high, we tapped this supply right here, we pull back. We're pulling back into this area here. It's still undecided. It's still sideways here on what oil wants to do. It's kind of, on gold. And you could trade silver. Here's silver chart. Same thing with silver. You could trade silver. You could see the resistance right here, the pullback. So it's all the same. The charting is the same as what we trade AMD or Nvidia or whatever name, Amazon, etc., etc.
So the bottom line, let's talk about trading the futures in general, not that we got to this point. So it sounds like everybody needs to learn how to trade the futures in order to be a complete investor / trader.
I think so.
For example, today, if you were holding calls before the market opened, you had the opportunity to trade the ES on the short side. And you would have had the ability to offset the potential losses that you were going to incur by the time the bell rang when you were able to trade your options. That's one scenario. I'm not asking everybody to be a futures trader, but I think every serious investor needs to know how to trade the futures for the one time they need to.
I agree, Nick, wholeheartedly.
So if you're curious about it, we have 6 more spots, 5 after tonight. I think somebody said they were signing up. We have 5 more spots maybe to the 2-day event in Boston in October.
It would be well worth it. I think someone named Cipher might be showing up as a guest appearance as well.
We're going to meet on Sunday the 8th and Monday the 9th. Yeah. Cypher is going to drop by. We're going to go out to dinner. It's going to be fun.
So, and you see, you notice how exactly what I pointed out happened. Do you see how now we can look for an upside trade over this liquidity right here? You see exactly what I said was the trap to the sellers is exactly what's happening. So this is looking good for a potential trade to the upside. Nick, did you want to talk about the charts at all? Did you want to take the screen?
You guys are stingy with the emojis. Look at all these emojis. Come on, let's go. Say what?
No, nothing. I was wondering if you wanted to show your version of the spy.
Okay, let's go. Let's do some charts.
Okay. Do you want me to take it, or do you want to take it? I'm more than happy to do the charts.
Okay. I'll take over. I'll take over.
You
No, I got it. I got it.
you
I
got
got
it?
it. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay. I'm here.
I got it. I got it. So let's hit some charts. But first, somebody asked about um, the levels. These are levels that I see that kind of match up to what Cypher just mentioned.
It's looking good. It's looking good,
Yep.
Mira.
So
Mira,
let's
it's
go
looking
there
good.
and let's talk about Nick Speak. So him and I have different styles, but we always get to the same levels together. So here, this is the level of risk that I see. And look at this. It hit this line blind. I had no idea that this line was going to be there. Whatever this line is, at some point, I thought it was important. So let's scroll back. Look at this. So let's go to the SPY. Some people like to talk SPY. Today was a bloodbath, but if you were in the live room, we kind of choreographed it, and we had opportunities on the upside, opportunities on the downside. Hey, Trey, Mr. Mike, and me here. So the comments today were very easy. On the SPY, we have 435, which we lost. 433, that was our backup support, we lost. 431 is our last ditch effort, we're losing. And if we don't recover those pretty quickly, at least to 434 and hold, we're destined to drift lower with a series of lower highs and lower lows until we get to the low 20s, maybe 418. But it's a tradable opportunity. So don't run and hide, because we have to do it eventually. We can't just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Okay, now that we scared the bejesus out of you, I'm going to have the guts and go out and tell you hit the like button if you like it, even if you're upset with the message. But we have 100 people and only 41 likes. That doesn't feel good. My feelings are hurt.
They're probably watching the football game. I think we came on right when the Giants and 49ers are playing.
Oh, okay. This is more important.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
All right. No questions? Hit me. Let's do a couple of tickers.
Awesome. Awesome stuff.
I'm too sensitive. Nope. Apple, what do they do? Okay, so let's do Apple and Jacob.
Microsoft.
Jacob doesn't need help. Jacob has excellent charts. We'll do Apple. Uh-oh, what is this? Holy moly. So first, before we go anywhere, you see that bottom left-hand corner? I have an alert popping up on my screen. This is the tens to twos. Have you heard CNBC mention the yield curve inverting, et cetera? That's the yield curve they talk about, the tens to twos. So it's getting uninverted. I wonder if they're going to cover that. So I'm going to go to the daily chart here. What is that thing here? What was that? So the closer to zero it gets, the yield curve would no longer be inverted. Okay, so let's go to Apple. Okay, so here we go. This is Apple daily chart. It shows how 2023 came about, March, and then we had the August dip. So it's still doing relatively well. If you lose the areas around 172, you're probably going to get to 158. And I think that would be in between target 1 and 2 of some sort of a harmonic, that big red thing you see here. So this is the big picture in Apple. Look at my alert. Uh-oh. So put an alert on your screen, 172. If you lose it on a closing basis, this is a daily chart, you're going to drift lower until you hit 160, 162, 158. So it's not a disaster. So if you want to get on a smaller time frame, we can do that. This is Apple for the half-hour chart. You can see that 173.5 is warning 1, and then straight to 172. And the rallies, in order to what do you call that? Second, the conversation that the Cipher had, where you need to see breaking out from a prior fail. I would say Apple is not, quote, safe until it gets above 180. I'm going to round 180. So if you want to put numbers, 180 is the good news. 170, 170, 350, and 172. Microsoft today had its own news, kind of a wacky, some sort of a whatever, AI this and AI that. So it got saved. Its lines are 316.8 and 311 and change. $325.5. Let's round it to 326 and 330. Okay, so those are the big lines on these two big stocks. Those two combined, I think they're about 12% of the S&P. So if you track them, they will give you an idea as to what the market wants to do. You want to do the QQQ, it's about the same as the Apple and Microsoft story. They have must-hold levels. If you want to write down a level on the Qs, 354. It's actually 355 and change. And every line above you is a problem. 364, 366, 371, and 382. So Bruce and Terry makes a good point. You can make a lot of money on the way down. That's why I said it's tradable, especially if you know where it's headed. All right, we can take another couple of tickers. Etsy, if you notice today, Etsy did not make a lower low last time I checked, which is good news, hidden good news, because this bunch of stocks have not been doing well for a while. So now they're stabilizing. So put an alert at 62.90. That would be a huge disappointment versus an alert at 66.6. Whoa. Progress. 666. All right. How many tickers do we do? One or two? I'll do Tesla, and then I'll hand it over to Cipher so he can say a couple of parting words. Nope. So Tesla is doing pretty okay given what Tesla does. It has an ascending channel. It has a gap, which is not really a gap, in my opinion, from a volume perspective. It has support through 244, and it has a must beat place at 274. So if it beats 274, I think it can beat 280 and get to 290. But it has to follow the market. It can't trade alone. It trades inside of a market. So it has a support within the next 4% below, and it has challenges for 10% above. If you take out 9 or 10% above, you can get another bounce. So you can go long. Today, I suggested going long via credit put spread. I think that'll do well. All right. So I'm going to stop my charts. And Cypher, have you seen anything since you got off with the futures or?
Hello. Hey, Nick. No, not really. I see we're kind of just going sideways here. Still a little bit of progress. Buyers definitely made progress. Not enough to commit to right now in a short-term trade, but I'm looking for really a break of 43.74. I think there is potential. Don't hold me to it. I think there's potential we can go up towards 43.84, but I'll be watching that. If this low can hold, I think we can go up to 43.84, but it's not confirmed yet. But yes, they've made progress. Yes, uh, but you know where we know where the we know who's in control here. So at any moment they can, as long as we continue to trend lower, they can strike and sell. So we just got to keep watching. That's all for the next trade. I want to say that thank you for having me here. I think it was beautiful, and I really look forward to keeping this room, this YouTube going, and keeping it engaging, and potentially doing some late night charts for members and for the YouTube community. So this I think could be a great start, and thank you very much. And thank you for the kind comments from
So along
everybody.
along those lines, you're welcome. Subscribe to the channel and put the alert. Say in a couple of days something happens after hours and we jump and go live, you want to be notified so
Right.
you don't miss it. I had a few people say, "Where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link?" If you put the alert, the bell, then if we go live, you get notified. You just hop on.
That's fantastic, Nick. You're exactly right. We can hop on at any time. It could just be me, it could just be Nick, and we'll just go over charts with you guys and alert. So stay tuned on this channel.
Yep, and go sign up for Boston. Get going with the futures yourself. Today, I showed you how to actually pull off a trade. It's fairly simple, right? One window, you click on it, you sell it, you buy it, you put your stop, and you're done. What you do with it is the trick, and we will show you a whole bunch of stuff to do. You can hedge your whole portfolio with some sort of a ladder every 90 days. The details will come in Boston. Just ask a few people. I bet you there are a few people in here that have made thousands with that one strategy. If you're in here, just post. All right, we're winding it down. Boss. We all good?
I think so.
We say goodbye. I can't tell you how happy I am to see 100 people willing to spend some more time with us after most of you, some of you, have spent all day with us. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Nick.
Cypher, thank you for coming
a
on.
nice session.
I appreciate your support. Gang, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And as always, my signature sign off, pretty rude. See you later in 4, 3, 2, 1, end stream.